Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to this. What is this? Thursday night's messages of love from above. I'm excited, as always, to see what messages come through from Spirit today. But before we do that, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you would like to join me in doing that, whether you are watching live or on replay, we can all join together and send the beautiful love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. We just let that unconditional love energy flow into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world, circling the globe in a giant ball of love energy, touching every heart, bringing us higher and higher in our love vibration, transforming the world heart, heart, moment by moment. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love energy in this moment for your mind, your body, your heart, a loved one, a situation, a relationship, whatever it is, we send this love to you right now as well. You can just take it in like a giant hug from the universe, like a tree takes in the sunlight into its leaves and its being, allowing it to do what it wants to do. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space for that as well. And uh-oh, we will find out what's going on here. All right. So before we get into the readings, I do want to make sure everyone knows that I do have memberships available. Here is the link for the video. And the video does have a great thank you for all of you that are, have been with me from the beginning and all throughout these months. I've been doing this for a year, live on YouTube anyway, decades off of YouTube, but live readings on YouTube for a year. So there's a big thank you for all of you that have subscribed and you like videos and you attend these live sessions. You watch my other videos, you share them, all of that. So there's a big thank you. There is an announcement of weekly giveaways for members, any new members that are coming in. But even if you're not a new member, there's also a giveaway listed there for the end of the month. So if you watch it just for the gratitude that I have for you, and then if you comment, you'll be entered into the drawing as well. So I like that. And then of course, each week I also have um, a giveaway for my subscribers. So whether you're members or not, all my subscribers, you have a chance of winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading. All you have to do is look at this video. It'll tell you how. Tuesdays, I put out the video announcing what I'm giving away and how you can get into the drawing. So that's what that video is about. And then also each week, I put out at least one pick a card reading. This week's pick a card reading was how can I transform failure? So I have a ton of pick a cards that are listed there. So if you need additional messages from Spirit, you can always check those out as well. And then each week, I also put out a new Take 10 with Zen. And that's a video that's 10 minutes or less that talks about how to connect to spirit, how to connect to our inner selves. And I answer questions from my subscribers. This week's was the empath bubble. Tomorrow's that comes out is all about the empath's real gift, the real gift of what the empath has. So that was really cool. And then if you are a praying mantis member, you actually get advanced access to both the Take 10 with Zens, the pick cards for next week's, I'm also going to be working on meditations. You have that. And I'll be on here for about 2 hours, about 7:55 p.m. Mountain Time. I bug out and then I go to the praying mantis session where there's free readings for praying mantis members. So if you want to check all that out, just check out the video about the memberships. All right. So that is what we have there. Let me just get my desktop all set up here. And let me just make sure I've got them all captured here in case they disappear, which they sometimes do. So I got those. Anything else? No. All right. So let's pop out the chat here. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. First of all, we got a great group of people with wonderful senses of humor and huge hearts. So welcome to the Soul Family. And then how the free readings work is we do go down in order, first come, first serve. And there's no special list. The chat is the list. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you want, and we'll pull cards for that as well. So we've got that. And sorry, I'm adjusting my camera here. All right. A little bit. All right. I've moved it back a little bit. I'm going to have some little changes going on here in the next week or so. So we're going to have a little different background, a little bit different setup. So I'm excited. Been doing it kind of in the same spot for a year. So you want to switch up the energy, right? All right. And then if anyone makes a donation, which I do see a couple donations, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings, dive deeper into those. I prioritize those. And when I'm done, I return back to the free readings and try to get through as many free readings as I can within the 2 hours. But if you want to make sure I get to your reading, a donation of any kind works. I don't look at the dollar amount. I know everyone's um, you know, um, finances vary from person to person, day to day, country to country, planet to planet, whatever it may be. So I know you give from your heart, and that's what is important. You can use the super chat at the bottom or in the pinned comment at the top and the description box of the video. I have my Venmo, my PayPal, my Cash App, and my Square as well. So those are how all those work. I'm just going to move my email so I can see it over here. All right. So let us get started. I am going to be using the Naked Heart Tarot. So let's take a look here. And our first up is Johanna Jurison. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Thank you for your donation. So let's give these a little shuffle and let's take a look here and see what's going on. So you're curious about your connection with TM. So let's see what's going on here. What does Spirit want you to know about your connection based on current energies? All right. So let's see what we have here. All right. All right. So the first card that came up here is the Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. And she, is all about diving deep in the deep emotions, understanding what's going on within the heart. So, first of all, it's trust your intuition, trust your gut, right? It's also about that there's these deep emotions that are flowing, but they're way down deep in there, like where that whale goes. That's how deep the emotions are. And I don't feel like they've quite made it to the surface yet on their side. They're all bubbling below the surface, and lately, with a lot of the Heart of Cups and the High Priestess and stuff, I've been getting a lot of past life type of energies that are coming in, like past life connections, right? So you might have this, deep, deep energy that's below there that you're sensing. There definitely is passion here with the Eight of Wands. So there definitely is physical attraction and energetic attraction that comes in there. Um, just it's usually, and that's a lot of how it works normally, right? Is there's like this a spark that happens, and then emotions usually come along later when the heart feels safe to come, out into the world, right? Because you also have the 3 of Cups and the Page of Swords here, the Innocence of Swords. And these very much are about joy, celebration. And there is this the 3 of Cups is like groups. Um, in this particular reading, I feel like with the Innocence of Swords, with that, it's not like you're going into the friend zone, but I feel like that there's this gathering of individuals around you, right? And I don't know if they're a part of it. I just feel like it eases things in. Um, and that's not a really good way to say it either, but it's just like part of the steps of getting to feel comfortable of the heart is when there's group things and when we're doing things in groups together, right? This Innocence of Swords is like this new communication that's coming in with all of this, and it just feels like there's a moving away. That Ace of Swords is the cutting away of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, but also fears that are keeping us from, moving forward. Fears of that we have that keep us from um, sharing those emotions, right? But there is joy and celebration, so I do like that that comes in here together. And I feel like there is a new opportunity that is coming up for the two of you here too. So you've got the 4 of cups here, which these 3 cups are the normal type of relationship that we have in the outside world, right? This is the normal things that are not so fulfilling, but this Ace of Cups is a higher love, a different love that will bubble to the surface. And this is what this Ace of Pentacles brings in is this new opportunity that's coming up. So I feel like there's this change of approach a little bit. Um, but overall, I feel like, again, it just feels like there's a lot of passion and the emotions are what are trying to whittle their way and make their way to the top, right? Because I mean, you do have all of this cups energy, which is all the emotions energy coming in here. So there is emotion. It's just deep in the surface here, and it's trying to make its way to the top. That's pretty funny because you got the whale, and then you have the dolphins, and then you have the panda who's on land. So it's kind of trying to draw out the emotions into the land, right? Um, but I like this. I feel like hopefully that helps you understand what's going on with them anyway. It just feels like there's this energy of waiting, like how it takes time for something to come up from the surface, and it's like emotions I feel are pushed so far down with them that it takes time for emotion to ever make it to the surface. But I feel like this is a positive thing. Yeah, little something, right? So you know that you can feel the spark, but the emotions are, you know, it just takes some time for it to come to the top. So that's what's going on there for you, and many blessings. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Crescent Moon, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. And general for the weekend, you're praying for something big. All right, let's take a look here. See, what does Spirit want you to know? You are very welcome. All right, so let's see what's going on here. All right, so that's interesting. Let's start with these two. So don't be scared with these cards here, because this is, of course, the Spirit of Swords and the Three of Swords. Three of Swords are our fears, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. A lot of these expectations that bring disappointment, right? The Spirit, and is the Spirit, which is the King of Swords, rules over mindset and thought and belief. So that's good. This is a good energy that comes in here. because they, with this Ace of Swords, are able to cut away these things. So I like that this is saying that within your hands is this energy of you can, if you can whittle away your fears, then big things can happen. But it's talking about, slicing away these, um, if you have too many expectations and too high of expectations and all this stuff, then that's when it's like the need to control things, the need that it has to be a certain thing a certain way and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of just sucks all the air out of it, right? And it's like, I needed it to be 100 things and it was only 99. It's going to take so much effort. I feel like there's this message from spirit just to let things go, right? Well, I like this though. So on the other side, you had these three cards, and you've got the Three of Wands, first of all. And the Three of Wands is about a change of direction, a change. When you get new information, instead of going, well, I wanted it to be this, but be willing to be flexible enough to have this switch and this change, because you also have the movement of cups, the Knight of Cups. So, movement of emotion, there is going to be emotion that happens this weekend here, because you even have the Six of Cups. So you've got both of these represent movement of emotion. The Six of Cups, and I get this card. This is nostalgia. This is someone coming back from the past, but um, so much in our energy of the planet lately, there's all these re-sparks of past life connections, and I feel like that's what's coming in here with the Six of Cups is that you're either becoming aware of someone you already know, that there's this knowing that clicks in, or it's someone brand new, most likely someone brand new, because I don't think that you would have been surprised, like, oh, I didn't recognize that connection before. You're pretty aware, so I feel like it is someone new, especially the movement of cups. It almost feels a little romantical. Yeah, and this card was, joining those 2 sets together, which is the Hanged Man. This is like the transformation, the waiting game that's been happening, and I feel like there's, with it sideways, this is the conduit of how this is happening. I do feel like it's a very transformational, kind of energy, so I do feel, especially with the this energy of the King of Swords slicing away this old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets away. And then, we're moving through this Hanged Man over to this movement of emotion and changing direction. I definitely feel like something triggers this weekend in a positive way. Let's see what this, yeah, because then this card was like this in the middle with the Hanged Man with this, which you've got the Innocence of Wands, the Page of Wands, which is new passion, new drive, new sparkles. So definitely there is some passion that ignites in one way or another here. And I just feel like whatever this is, there is this past life connection that just really comes in here on Crescent Moon. So there is something that's sparky that's happening here. But with the Three of Wands, it is you that switches your direction, that switches your approach, and letting go of some of these expectations. I feel like it really transforms there. Is it a Taurus? I don't see Taurus energy here. Well, I didn't really ask who, but let's see who this person is. Let's just pull. Well, you got 4 and 4, that's funny. The first one that came out is the 4 of Pentacles. So that would represent earth energy balanced with, water energy. So if it's, if you're water, then this would be, whoops, an equal 4 and 4. I like the stability that comes in here, though. I really like this, energy of the balancing of, both of them. So with that 4 pentacles, it definitely could be a Taurus, could also be, Virgo, Capricorn, but um, with us asking if it was a Taurus, with the 4 pentacles coming flying out first, I would say that that would be an affirmative. And the 4 of cups, I don't know, are you a water sign, crescent moon, with all your moon energy? I just feel like there's this compatibility, between the 2. It just feels very stable. So, I like it, but that's what the air sign. Well, what is wrong with you? Do you have a lot of water in your chart? No, but it's a emotional stability too, the 4 of cups. But or there maybe there are like a Taurus with a lot of water energy, as well. But that's what I feel is coming in there for you. So many blessings, and thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Luna Ray. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. And your question is above in the chat. Scroll, scroll, scroll. There we are. So we want to know, will Terry learn lessons and stop uh, adding overexposed females that he is adding online soon? Oh my gosh. Okay. So is he soon going to do that? Well, is he going to learn his lesson soon? Let's take a look here and see. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Well, it appears that they might here. Sorry, I keep on doing this because I've changed cameras and I'm looking over here and I almost think that I'm supposed to put it in front of my computer. So here you go. You can see it better over here. 10 of swords and the Heart of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords. So balancing heart and mind, and the ending of expectations. There, this is the ending and new beginning. The little rat isn't dead. It's just tired of living up to all these expectations. Supposed tos and these tos have tos, and it is about endings and beginnings, right? The 10 is endings and beginnings of thought and belief, and the Queen of Swords is perfect for that to come in here. We also look at here with the um, Justice card here, which here's the Ace of Swords. So there's this balancing that comes in here too of their belief systems, right? There's this balancing and justice. Maybe they're going to have something happen where they get banned or something. I don't know. I don't feel like that though. I just feel like they are doing their inner work here because this is the same sword that the Queen of Swords has here. So this is balancing of heart and mind. Got the balancing of the scales here too. And the universe card, the world card is a great card too that represents, ending of old cycles and beginning of new things. And it's interesting because it goes into the full card, because this is the last card in the major arcana, then it starts over at the zero, which is a card of it's almost like a child who has no expectations and rules. And that's what this, 10 of swords represents too, is this you know, doing away with the being boxed in by so many supposed tos, need tos, have tos, and expectations, but changing of cycles and things as well. I feel like, a lot of what needs to happen here with this Nine of Wands, the reason why they have this draw and desire is because they've got, some um, leftover, these blockages that haven't allowed them to move forward from that. And it goes to childhood. So, the overexposure and how they were shown love and everything when they were younger, it just rolls over into this whatever they saw with their mother and with their father, or either or both, of that this is how they pursued showing lovability. They just soaked it all in, and this was has become their habit because of those things, and it's going to take them looking at those things. So there is a possibility Soon, I don't know. The world card, is a pretty major arcana, positive card. But I feel like they're in this process of trying to understand these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and they're trying to break through these barriers. But it takes, I feel like it's an emotional barrier, and they're trying to do it mentally, but it's going to take some emotional work that comes in first with that. So let's see, is it going to be soon? Yeah, so here's the Six of Pentacles. It's the exact card I was thinking of because the Six of Pentacles, if you've listened to my Take 10 with Zen, I think it's episode 4 or 5, it talks about the Six of Pentacles and how it's our earlier childhood, this out of balance. I had to give so much to receive so little. But I feel like this goes back to childhood stuff because that's where that I always talk about the 7 years old and younger is where that energy of the Six of Pentacles comes in. So I feel like this is where their all of this thinking, whether their mom had a lot of, I don't know if they're like, I feel like their parents were split, and where either they were with their mom and they had a lot of boyfriends, or they were with their dad who had a lot of girlfriends, and they got to witness that what they were looking for was all physical, was all about, you know, how someone looked like, who they were with. It's like that type of energy that's at the core of it, if that makes sense. But I don't feel like it's going to be super, super soon. I feel like it's, if they're not doing like counseling or shadow work or something, it's going to be the same because they are doing things the same, always getting the same result. And until they are tired of that insanity, which is insanity is what? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and they're doing the same thing and they keep on getting the same result. Eventually, they'll move on to something else. Hopefully. Well, not hopefully. They're on their perfect journey, right? But uh, it just feels boring. It's like, aren't you ready for something else? Come on. All right. All right, perfect. So thank you so much, Luna Ray. And thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So I think that was it for the donations right now. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to scroll to the top and we will start with the first donation. So Dijona, hello, hello. So you are up first. Wow, that was a loud noise outside. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know right now. All right. Well, I do see here with the Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Strength card coming in here. You know, Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birth and harvest, but I feel like the combination of these two, the Strength card is like the lion communicating with their higher self, the maiden, and the Queen of Pentacles is this nurturing of ourselves, right? So I feel like there's this draw right now. The energy of the moment is your spirit is drawing you inward and upward, inward and upward. They'll give you this love that we're looking for. They'll be able to nurture us and kind of put us in this big bubble of love, which I feel is what they're saying right now is there's a recommendation to nurture yourself, take care of you and your body, and connect to spirit, connect to your higher self, because they will give you wisdom and knowledge and information and guidance, everything that we're looking for. But they're like, just kind of step away and have some alone time. I feel is the energy of that's coming through right now. So that's what they have for you, Dijona. Hang in there. Enjoy your alone time if you take it. I'm a huge introvert. I know you'd hard to believe, right? But I enjoy what do they say? The best plans for an introvert is cancel plans. So, all right. So that's what's coming in. And then Starfall, you are up next. Hello, hello. So, is there any big event, things that are going to happen for you in what's left of this year? I know, right? Can't believe it's middle of August. We're almost uh going to the fall season here pretty quick. So we've got here. Sorry, this is so far away. I got to get used to my camera being far away. You got the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles does tell me you've invested work into things, and the Eight of Pentacles is about things moving forward in the outside world. So there definitely is a big event coming in here, especially with the Innocence of Wands here, the Page of Wands, which represents new passion, new energy that's invested in something too. That Eight of Pentacles is important because it is the flow, and it means that whatever you've been working on, however you've been growing yourself, relationship, job, education, whatever it is, things are about to flow and things won't be able to stay as they are. You like it's like a butterfly who goes into the cocoon, they come out the butterfly. Whatever didn't go into a cocoon to transform can't go where you're going because you're going to fly, and stuff that stayed like a caterpillar can't go where you're going because they have to continue doing caterpillar things, whether it's job, like I said, job, education, relationships of any kind. They have to stay on the ground while you fly. So there is this um, people that or things that have also evolved with you will be able to go with you to new heights, but other stuff will also be left behind. But I don't, there's nothing um, uh, like to be scared of with all of that, unless you want to be. We can always be scared for not anything at all, right? I can look at my hand and go, "Oh my gosh," but I don't have to. And it's this because the spark is a spark to higher things, higher purposes. So it feels like, well, everyone knew this is where we were headed. If you didn't do the cocoon work, well, maybe you'll catch up when you do, but right now I need to go do butterfly things. And so I like that. So that is what they have for you. All right. And Dollface Diva, you are up next. Wait, yep. All right. And Divinely Protected, thank you so much for your donation. So we will go to you. And then Dollface Diva will be up next. You're welcome, Dijona. Hey, Queen. All right. So let's take a look here. Divinely Protected. How did the Gemini feel or think when he read your email? All right. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see what they thought and felt when you sent the email. All right. All right. Well, they kind of, yeah, this makes sense with the Gemini. Like back and forth. They got the Nine of Cups, which is this joy and this emotion, emotional fulfillment kind of energy, that comes in with that card. Uh, but the Justice card, of course, shows their mighty air energy, the thinking, the balancing of stuff too. So they've got this, energy that that came in there. So, heart and mind, right? So they had this emotion, but I feel like their mind went, clump, let's simmer down now. Let's bring it down, from a 20 down to a 5. Let's calm down. So I feel like their mind, you know, calms things down and it draws things in. And that Nine of Cups, this is this hermit kind of energy because they also got um these 2 cards. They got the Hermit, Major Arcana, and here again, the, Magician card bringing in these feelings of passion and wanting to take action, but the Hermit energy feels like it just draws them back in. It just zoop, you know, uh, uh, retracts is the word I was looking for. It's like, you ever have those paddles with the little ball on it? It's like, "Brr, no, come back, boom, no, come back, boom, no, come back." And that's the kind of energy that I have here. So it's good, I like that there's this emotion spawn and this energy that's spawned, but there's also this clamping down of those and going, it's like I don't know, I don't know why they're showing me just like a dog who's hyper and they have it on leash. That's their heart and everything, and it's like they get excited and they want to lunge towards someone, not in, to attack in a bad way, but they're just like, they're so hyper, and they're like, no, 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 no more humping people's legs. you know no, come back here. You're gonna jump on them, you're gonna lick them. No, 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 behave. And I feel like that's what they really want to control their heart in their actions. And I feel like they're very, I almost feel like Spock, you know, like they're human, but they want to be logical, and they want, that's the Gemini kicking in, right? So I like that coming in there. So that is what they have for that. But then we got the Six of Wands here too. So I like it balanced. There's this balanced passion and energy that kicks in here. So I like that. It's victory. It's a victory card that comes in too. So I do like that. So that is what they have for you. So hopefully that brings a little clarity. I mean, as much as that they're allowing it, but if there's not this, huge response, or if there's this very Spock response, you'll be like, okay, Spock, we know there's emotion in there. You can't fool us. That's okay. You can, impart your control of your heart for now, because we know eventually that that dog is going to rip out of that away from the leash and be able to express itself, right? So that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. That's so funny. And they're showing me a giant white standard poodle of all things. That's funny. All right. Very good. And then, so Queen, I believe you said that you were going to send something. I did get a Venmo. Is that yours? Just to make sure. Oh, yes, it's you. Okay. I Because sometimes, the name is different, so I didn't wanna say it out loud. Some people do like their privacy, so alright, so thank you so much, Queen, for your donation, and then the Love for 3, you will be up next. So, thank you so much. That's funny. The camera moved on its own. Ooh, spooky. Alright. So, Queen, you'd love a reading. Do you have a specific question, or did you want a general reading? Okay. So, how Parish feels about you. All right. Let's take a look here. And let's see what we got here. So, how does Parish feel about you? All right. Interesting. So, you got one, two, one, two, three, two, one. Wow. Don't know why that's reminding me of a vocal warm up. So, that's interesting. They do like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's this one in the, and I don't know why it came back to me, but here it is. So that might mean something. This is a vocal warm up that's happening. But let's take a look here and see how they feel about you. Is this that they're warming up to you? Let's take a look here. Okay. All right. Yeah, it does look like it eventually, sorry, it works its way in here. Because you got the 9 of Wands, which this feels like a this block that's been there, this energetic block that they've not been able to move beyond, right? So, is it like there's this um not that they've been monkeying around, and I don't feel like they've been playing you or anything like that. This energy that's coming in is like there's this. uh, block that they can't get beyond, and you can almost feel like it's someone you can sense that they're trying, but you're like, "They just can't do it," you know? And, I just feel like there's that energy that's coming in, with that. Because we've got here also this is where the warming up also comes in, right? We got the 5 of Wands, which is this change of energy, this energy that starts off, like, with fear, but it transforms into something more caring and giving. The 10 of Swords here with the rat, um, they're not dead, they're exhausted, trying to live up to a lot of expectations, a lot of fear, I feel, and that's where this 9 of Wands is coming in, that, they have this energy, they have um, these feelings, because we have the heart over here, which we'll talk about in a moment, and so they have this desire, they have these emotions, but it just feels like force fields keeping it, like, concealed and trapped and contained with all this energy, right? But I like the 5 of Wands because, again, it's that warming up. It's like they're headed towards this direction. And this is where it kind of works itself out because you've got the 7 of Swords here, which this is them realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have stolen from them in the past that have kept them away from having opportunities in the past, right? Um, and so um, I like this because it means that it's in their face. When you get an odd number of a suit, usually, especially in the swords, it means that there's this thing right there where they can't not see it. Like 7 is like three on each side. Three on each side is a nice, smooth moving river in the middle, but 7 is this big that's thrown right there in the middle. That's an obstacle that they can't get around until they deal with it. And so that's what I feel like is coming in with that, because they are dealing with here the 6 of Cups, which in this case, the 6 of Cups is about wanting this equal and giving and receiving of emotion. And the Magician also has some spark there as well. One that they're wanting to act so much, and they feel like they haven't been able to move forward in things. But the Magician also is a little bit of attraction that because they hold the Ace of Wands, which the Wands is passion and desire and stuff too. So I like this that that these are existing, but this is what's standing in between that has kept them from being able to have things in the past, with that. So, I see all this here, and I know you were wanting to know how do they feel about you? Well, they definitely have this emotion. We've got this, the heart here, the naked heart, which this is exclusive to this deck. Tarot doesn't have a card 22. This is an extra card, which is all about wanting to express their heart, wanting to bring their heart out. And the 7 of Pentacles is what's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, patience, yay, type of card. But they are been taking their time to express their heart, and they do move very slow because of all this, the past pain, all of these 10, this 10 of 10 of swords and the 9 of wands. It's like the heart is back here going, hello, I want out, I want out. It's a little puppet show, but I like it too because at the end of all this here, queen, we've got oops, I got mixed it in here. We got the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, which is they do find a new way of looking at their worth in the outside world. It represents abundance and wonderful things coming forward. So it does end up, if you're able to, you just kind of been weird. Yeah, yeah, scared him. "Yay, yay, yay, yay," right, like a puppy who got scared. But, it, yeah, and that makes sense with all I mean, with all these fears, they're just like, I don't, uh one can be like they don't feel like they deserve love, and they don't love themselves, so that just scares them, and especially if they've, had a lot of pain in the past, right? So if at least that helps you understand that they do have all that there, but, sharing it, and sharing you're ready to be more honest with them about how you feel, they're like, "Oh god, pshoo," "Whoa, no, that means I have to expose my heart, and I don't know if I'm ready for that," right? So, that's the kind of energy that's coming in, Queen. Hopefully, that gives you kind of a behind the scenes picture of what's going on with them, within their own, and you're like, "Okay, yeah, makes sense," I, you thought, "I'm just gonna go, 'Boo,'" like, "Funny, haha, boo," and it scared them. They wet their pants and they ran away, and you're just like, "Oh, man." Um, sure, yeah, no problem at all. You can, ask as many questions as you want. But thank you for that donation and those. So hopefully that's brought some good insight, at least to understand what's going on. It's not you, everyone's actions are about them anyway, so that's what's happening. All right. And then the Love 43, you're up next. Thank you so much for your donation. And you like a message from Source. Well, I'd like to start off with a Oracle card. And I feel like that I have a new Akashic tarot and a talisman, and I feel like we're going to those first here. So let's take a look and see what they want you to know here. All right, here it is. So let's see what this is here. Wow, you got the Akashic Library. Sorry, I keep on doing that. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little better there. There it goes. And let's see what this brings in. Normally, the 2 is the, uh, high priestess, but this says, "Inside a great library, candles cast a glow upon the books in the tall shelves. A sage sits thoughtfully with an open book on his table and a quill pen in hand. Sometimes this card can indicate writing or publishing a book for you, but this card also symbolizes a new initiation. Ooh, an ability to manifest a new life in every way. You've moved deeper into the Akashic records and to a higher self awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you now have a better understanding of your old motives and new purposes. It is also a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self creation. And during this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. Then decide one thing you can do to make it happen and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. Ooh. There's a special note. It says when you receive this card, it indicates that a book will bring a message to you. Ooh. Today, open any book that compels you to do so. Let it fall to any page and read a passage there. Reflect on the words throughout your day. Determine which relationship or situation in your life it addresses, and don't assume that it's the one that's most urgently on your mind. The Akashic forces are active in every part of your life, and your books are actually a part of the Akashic library. Ooh, I like that. So, whatever book you're like, oh, look at that one. I'm just going to pick it up and open it to a page and see what message jumps out. And then, ah, very good. Boom. And then the Akashic force around this card says, as excuse me, as you close your eyes, envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and serene of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from a shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first words that come to you. What does it tell you? How does it feel? Remember to visit this mystical library often and tap into the expansive wisdom that is yours. Ooh, I like it. So mysterious. And then let's take a look here at the talisman. Glad that was a confirmation for you there. Am I supposed to become a librarian? Right? Yep. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be the hoot? All right. So let's see what talisman is going to guide you for this as well. All right. Oh, how funny. Because this one talked about willpower, right? Wow, right? You're like, ding, ding, ding. And this is all about, oops, sorry, I keep on doing it to the wrong place here. Let's see if I can get this to focus in. Maybe if I hide behind it. This is all about willpower. Almost looks like that's my head. That's funny. So, willpower. What a powerful card. Yeah, it's time to channel your willpower through fierce dedication. You have set your objectives, and by applying discipline, commitment, and courage, you will achieve your goals. At times, your target may seem too far away, or people might try to convince you to adjust your expectations, but you alone know the power that you hold within. How perfect. Stay confident in your abilities and focus on the next step in front of you. The dominant presence of the bull is helping you through the tests of your strength and resilience. The victory is within reach. And the talisman power that comes in here, it says sometimes stress and unpleasant circumstances can drain our energy. And in those moments, we need a little help to see our inner power. Withdraw to a quiet and personal space like your library and focus on the bull of this card. The crown hangs heavy and yet majestic. Whisper your goal out loud and stay strong. And that's isn't that hilarious? And then the uh affirmation is I persevere. Because didn't this other one just tell you that to write down what you want for your future and focus on it? So both of these cards support that for you too. I like it. I like it. And then I'm just going to pull a couple tarot here for you as well. Let's see what else they want here for you. Although I know I got my confirmation. Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely. I see. So you got the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about, staying true to the authentic you. Spirit wants you to not be swayed off of your path, even like that other one mentioned, other people's opinions and stuff. They might try to draw you in a direction and try to, say, supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. But the Ten of Swords is about putting an end to having people's expectations deter you and pull you off your track into different directions, because not only do you have the wise sage, the Hierophant coming in, connecting you to your capital T truths. Look, the book, and a book coming in here too. I like that. You've also got the Hanged Man, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things with a transformation that comes in here. And of course, you get the moon. So, three powerful major arcana that talk about connection to the higher places, connection to the spiritual, like you said, downloads, right? These would all make sense with all of this. In fact, I usually say with this hanged man here, it always looks like the little, how they have bars when something's downloading. It's like, that's hilarious. So definitely confirmation with all of this. Stay true to your authentic self. Know that the download it was true, and yeah, with that moon card, I'm sure it went very very deep. But I feel like what's being activated has to do with your connection to the Akashic records and past life information that it's like a whole new wing of a library you gained access to, and it feels like there's so much knowledge that you're able to glean and access. It's not even like you have to study something, it's like you can just access it from your past lives. So I do like this for you. Love for 3. And I don't have anything else I feel coming in here. I feel like I wanna give you more, but I don't feel like you need more either. But, so if you have additional questions, please definitely ask. But, that's what I feel they have for you right now. Absolutely, and much love to you, and again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Alright, Katie P, you are up, and then Queen. You'll be up after that. So if you want to ask your question at your convenience there, Queen, I'll jump to that after Katie. So thank you, Katie P, for your donation. Good to see you. You want to see what will end up happening between you and Marlene. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Wow. So we got two, 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 and then this is probably the outcome with the one. Let's see what's going on here. What does Spirit want you to know? I'm just going to take a quick sip here. Hey, hey. I keep on doing this. So over here, we've got the, oh, you're in a big fight. Wow. Well, I do see things balancing out here because we've got the Four of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation in the outside world. And here's balancing heart and mind. The Four of Pentacles is a balanced outside world. So I feel like they're starting off to go, you know what? It's okay. Things are going to balance out. Um, it's just, there's like this cooling off here. Yeah, because then you have also here the Ace of Cups, unconditional love, and the Spirit of Swords, which is the King of Swords. A lot of thinking going on here, seeing things from a higher perspective, right? Because we fight, what happens? That's the fight and the fight or flight. With two of the royalties of the swords, that is this wonderful awareness that you're gleaning from this situation is okay, what you know someone can go in, when our little inner child feels unsafe or out of control, right? That's when it goes into fight or flight mode, and that's what happens. So if someone else, their inner child feels unsafe or out of control, they're gonna boop, they pop their intelligent, emotionally mature, compassionate person out, right? We go to the cat. The cat mind comes in hissing. If they hiss, you know, um, you can see another cat going, whatever. What's wrong with you? What's going on? Why are you scared? What's happening? Or they hiss and it hisses back. And then there's the cat fight, right? It's the cat mind fight. Two cat minds. And that's what happens. And Post, fight, which we all are going to experience fighting in our lives because we all have triggers that happen. And when we go into fight or flight mode, it's like, no, don't throw me out. And then we're out, and then the cat's in charge, right? And whatever happens afterwards, we can review it and go, what was I fearing? Or what were they fearing too, if we're to that place. Usually it starts off, let me get my fear and my trigger dismantled before I trigger again thinking about the other person, right? So I usually focus on me first to go, okay, what was I afraid of? Why did I accept this invitation for a fight? Because it takes two, and people invite us all the time to fight, but do I need to go? Not if I don't want to. But if I want, if they're on guard and you're like, Shh, I'm drawing my sword and I will fight too. But it's like, okay, so what was I afraid of? And then what are they afraid of? Once I'm in a calm place, I can, from a place of compassion, because my compassionate, intelligent side of me is returned, I can look at it from a different point of view, right? Yeah. 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 Because yeah, we've got the Seven of Cups here, which represents the emotional confusion that kicks in when we go into fight or flight mode. And we've got the Queen of Wands here. You know, there's this Heart of Wands, is very fiery, but also they have a side of cups, right? They connect to the spirit world, and they also have the energy, so they're able to really connect to the spirit world, which can bring the clarity and to help bring us back. There's neither good nor bad, there's just different experiences. Do you enjoy being defensive and defending yourself? Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not so fun, right? And after a while, we get tired of being defensive and having to defend ourselves. Instead, when like you said, you're afraid of being controlled and being manipulated. No one can control us, no one can manipulate us. We can only allow ourselves, right? Because manipulation, um, you know, uh, we're all taught to manipulate by acting sad or acting. Then depth 2 is acting angry and rah rah rah. If the sadsies don't work, then the angry, bully. And if that doesn't work, rejection. If that doesn't work, then we start back at 1 2 3, 1 2 3, right? It's the dance of manipulation that we're all taught, right? This is how we can be manipulated. But if we stop feeling responsible for other people's emotions, that's how we stop being manipulated. Because we're all taught, right? Other people are other people's happiness is our responsibility. BS, I cry BS. Shenanigans. It's a trap because it's like saying a cat's happiness is my choice. A cat is going to decide if it's going to be happy or not, and I can make it easier or harder, but I can give it the entire world and it can still choose to be unhappy, right? And so we learn that, and people trying to control us, people can try to control us all day long, but it's us who make our choice in each moment. And even though, someone can say, um, you know, they can hold a gun to my head and say, "Give me your wallet." And I can be like, "No." And blam, and then they take my wallet. But it's my choice. I don't have to do anything I don't wanna do, right? So, no one can truly, um, you know, make us do anything that we don't wanna do, and, we just have to, um yeah, right? Which is a choice, right? When we realize that people manipulate and control, um, every moment is either an intelligent, loving, compassionate action and choice, or one of fear. And that's for us and for everyone. So if someone is doing this, not this, we know they're in fear. And if we can stay in our compassionate state, then we can be like, "What's going on, boo? You know, what's happening? Talk to me. What's happening? What come here." And you help that little inner child who feels unsafe and out of control. We can help them feel safe and in control and get back into their adult mind out of the cat mind, and they'll stop, scratching us, right? Yeah. So you wanted to set boundaries on them? Is I'm reminded of me trying to get my cat in a cat carrier, when I had a cat. It's like I tried, "Meow," 4 paws. "No, meow, no." Um, which is all about the control, right? No one wants to be controlled, um, and it's like, okay, I get to choose what I want in my life, and if other people get upset, then that's up to them. We can make it harder or easier for people to choose love or fear, but ultimately it's everyone's choice, and we can free ourselves from the responsibility of people's choices, focus all that energy on my own. And always, everything always happens on purpose for a reason, right? We're able to see, yeah, and that makes sense here too. We're able to see, here's our star card, our higher self. I get to look and see from my higher perspective, um, of, you know, what, um, what, um, what do I want? What are my wishes? The balancing of the fears, and so, you know, that's uh that's part of the manipulation, right? She's mad. Oh, she's at depth calm too. Bully, anger, if the sad of, what, you're not gonna let me have whatever I want? Mm-mm. Why? A little kid crying, no, and that doesn't work, then they throw a tantrum, right? No, 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 no. And they'll kick you in the shins, right? And then, if you don't that doesn't work, then they're all, "Mm-mm, not talking to you," right? And that's what happens. That's the whole manipulation process, and I know it well because I used to master it. Well, no one really masters it. I thought I mastered it, right? Unintentionally walking out of rooms if people didn't agree with you, because then they would be like, "Oh, no, 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 come back. What do you want?" You know? My 3rd my 3rd relationship, they were like, "Gonna cry me a handful," "Gonna ride that lip to town." I walked out of the room, they didn't come after me. I walked out of the house, they didn't come after me. I took a lap around the around the block, and I'm like, "Oh, crap," "They didn't come after me. I'm gonna have to face it. I'm not gonna take another lap. Let me just go in and get it over with." And they laughed at me. They were just like, "I'm not gonna put up with this manipulation stuff. You wanna talk, talk. You wanna walk, walk, but we're not gonna live that way." And I'm like, "Alright. Wow. I was manipulative. I didn't realize." And then it's a beautiful mirror though. So whatever is going on, we get to look at, what did I learn about myself through it? And that's good, right? Yeah. And that's okay. They are on their journey and they'll realize things too. And that's okay. The outcome we have, which makes total sense, like I said, 8 of Cups. We leave behind emotions and relationships that no longer serve, and we move forward. And that's okay to do. We don't have to um, bow to people's, um, the doesn't care is the rejection. That's DEPCON 3, right? So um, when we recognize it, um, one is feeling sad and down, if I don't get my way. Second is I get angry and bullying, sometimes abusive. If I don't get my way, and if that doesn't work, then I go to the rejection, you know, cold shoulder, hanging up, walking out, the you know, like I said, I don't care. Um, and chances are if you feel really bad, it's fear. Fear is what it is, and whenever we first start standing up for ourselves, it feels scary. That's what the feeling bad is we feel scared. Our little child self feels unsafe and like, "Uh-oh." Chances are you probably had a manipulative parent. Chances are we all are manipulative until we realize, "Look at people are being manipulative. They're trying to manipulate me," and then you're like, "Oh my god, I do that to other people too." And then we set ourselves free and we set everyone else free. And then we're just like, you recognize it. You just don't let our fear is that, oh, they're going to say bad things about us to other people and going, they didn't bow to my manipulativeness. And your other friends are like, how did you do it? I've been trying to get away from that for years. So, there is this energy of, the feeling bad is the guilt, right? And the guilt is rooted in fear. And what are you fearing, right? It's like, well, what if they go badmouth everyone and say, this is what they did? If people believe them and they don't come ask you, that tells you a lot about who your friends are, and they help clear out the clutter. You get to walk away 8 of cups from more empty cups to make room for the cups that deserve to be with you, right? So, yeah, yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm and it's like it's people who are continually and they don't when you talk it out with each other and they're like, "No, I don't care. I'm gonna be this way." Right? And you're like, okay, well, you can be that way over there, and I'm gonna be over here. And that's good. In that power, it's empowering, and that is the scary thing. When we first start taking our power back more and more and more, chances are, like I said, you probably had a very strong manipulative parent who taught you, "You need to do what I say, and if you don't, then I'm sad." And you're like, "Oh, no, I made my parent sad," or, "Oh, I made my parent mad," or, "My parent rejected me." No. And we were manipulated and taught to bow to manipulation from generation to generation, generation, but you're, like, standing up for it. So, um feel bad for as long as you wanna feel bad, but then just realize it's fear and go, "No, power to the people." And here, fist bump, boom, 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 and a high five. Boom, boom, all around, right? Yeah, exactly. So the fear though is it's your inner child going, "I don't think we're supposed to do this." And it's like, "No, no, no, come here." Pick up your inner child and go, "No, no, no, we can. This is not, appropriate behavior for adults, so you're okay." And that's good. So I like it. So, I 8 of cups is let go of relationships and people that no longer serve, and it's okay. They showed you what they've needed to see. If it's truly meant to be a friendship and continue, then they will come back around. But they will recognize who they have been. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at the sadsies. I'm not gonna fall for that manipulation. It's okay. It's okay. It's empowering. It's okay to, and it's not so much walking away as it is, I'm not investing energy into that, and they won't, thank you for laughing. You know, there's this, it's like, no, I just don't invest energy into it. I will have adult relationship with you, but I'm not going to have a manipulative relationship. Mhm. Yeah. 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 Right. So 10 years of manipulation. How long has that been? I had someone that I was friends with. I hadn't seen him in like 20 years, but because I always bowed to their manipulation when I was doing like this, kind of circular visiting a bunch of people doing a big circle, and I was going to see them. they wanted me to do all this stuff, and I'm like, "No." I put up a boundary, I'm like, "Well, I really would prefer not to bring you all this food. I'm gonna be driving 8 hours. I'm involved. I'm hanging out with all these people here. I'd rather not have to go get an ice chest and, get ice and call you from the restaurant to make sure I'm ordering it correct, get it all, and do all this the morning I'm leaving to come because you want it fresh to come see you. I'd rather not." And boy, and it's okay. I got blocked, after a long list of, basically that's the email, not the email, but it was a Facebook thing that said, um, "I never thought you'd be at the top of the long list of a-holes in my life," and it just went downhill from there, and I was like, "Wow," and I was like, "Well, maybe I should reply to this," and I'm like, "Oh, look, it says I'm blocked. Problem solved." Click off the phone and put it down. I'm like, I get to let it go, and, but I learned my power of no through that situation, and this is good. It's okay. If it's meant to be, they will come back around. If it's not, then the, destined, interaction was there. So, and I know I went deep into this for everyone, but I feel like this was for more than just Katie and me. So I feel like I think Queen said yes. So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you, Katie. Yes, you can walk away. You definitely can walk away. You have spirit's permission. Isn't that great? What a wonderful it's so it's for freedom. You just can see it as soon as people are like, "Oh, wah, wah, wah," and you're just like, "Oh, boo, 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 what's the matter?" And people get upset and they're like angry and stuff. You're just like, "Okay, well, I'm just going to step back and let you have your tantrum." It's like a little kid who throws a tantrum in a store. Where you walk away and they're like, "What? Where you going?" I know where this goes. you know, so it's okay. Yeah, exactly. All right. And then Queen, your second donation is up. And then I do have, and then Anita Abdul, and then I do have Love 1234. You'll be up after that. So I have a few more donations here. So let's do that here. So Queen, you had said you have your own business. All right. It's a strange question. Okay, I will bear with you. You get so much shade and hate. Oh, you're uh, even though you really don't care what they do. Your question is, what is it that they see that makes them like this, or is it maybe what you do? Okay, great question there, and what a wonderful, awareness too that it's like people are gonna see what they're gonna see. That's like, it's funny that, like you said, you have your own business. Well, you get to mind your own business is what, like, Spirit says, right? I like, because there's a meme that it says that, they're not being crass, but it's like other people's opinion of us is none of our business. And it's because it has little to do with us. Because people see through their own eyes, their own filters, and you're a mirror. I always love the "I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks on you." That's a big, wonderful, mirror that you could be being the perfect person and they could still find something wrong with you. Like, good example, in Christianity, Jesus, in the story of the Bible was perfect, but they crucified him and they're going to find something wrong with you, because no matter how loving and perfect you are, uh it has to do with them, what they're seeing, because they can only see in others what they see in themselves. If they see you're doing great, they see the greatness in themselves. If they think you're irritating, that tells a lot about what's going on, right? So let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here. And but that's what they wanted to start off with, is It's their opinion of you is none of your business because it has nothing to do with you. It has their mirrors that, that's going on within them. So, it basically comes down to this here. Whoops, I keep on doing that over here. It we've got the fears. We've got both of these things. The 3 of Swords is expectations equal disappointment, and everyone has different expectations of everyone else, right? Yeah. And we learn that, um, I mean, I can't remember the exact situation anymore, but I remember the emotions around when I was younger in probably my 20s, and it was like my first time in a corporate thing, and there was someone I was talking to, and I'm going, "No, no, 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 this is what I did, and this is what I meant." And they're like, "No, you meant this." And I'm like, "No, I mean, really, I meant this because of this, and see this, and here's even the document." And they're like, "No, no, you meant this." And I'm like, "No, no, really, look at all this proof." And they're like, "I don't care what you show me. I'm gonna believe what I'm gonna believe. You can keep blabbing all day long, but I'm gonna believe what I'm gonna believe." And I'm just like, "What?" And that's what happened. That was like a big eye opener for me in my life that I'm like, it doesn't matter, you know, people are going to believe what they want to believe. Even in our political environment these days, everyone has different information, but everyone is going to, no matter what proof you give everyone, they're going to believe what they want to believe. And there's nothing you can do to change it because we can't change minds. That's the big aha, right? I can't change anyone's mind because how do I react when people try to change my mind? Get away, get away. I'm a hissing cat. No way. um, but how we change the world is we change hearts. And how do we change hearts? We give unconditional love, right? So we can't change what people are thinking or doing. All that's wasted energy. It's trying to herd a bunch of hissing cats. And that's impossible. And it's just a waste of energy. It's fun experience to try. And then you're like, okay, I've had enough. And that's what's happening here. I mean, because you've got, this is all their fears, but the Eight of Swords is like looking at what are my fears? Why am I concerned? Because we wouldn't be asking a question if we really didn't have a concern. Like, am I afraid that I'm doing something wrong? And I'm like, I think I would know. Or if I really cared, I would go ask, am I doing something wrong? And they're like, "No, we just hate you because you're doing better than we are." "Oh, okay, thank you." But it is about the Ace of Swords is seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away, of those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets that no longer serve us. And the Fool card is this freedom, this adventure. It's the first card in the major arcana that comes after the World card, which is ending of old cycles and beginning. It's the letting go of um what is outside of our control, which is trying to please everyone, right? All of those, like the 10 of Swords always comes to mind. It's the exhaustion of trying to make sure everyone else is doing, like I need to be doing what everyone else wants me to do. And by golly, if I'm under all those rules, I'm making sure and policing everyone else, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's exhausting. And then when we realize, you know what, I'm going to free myself from all that caca poo poo doo doo, and then I'm also releasing everyone else. And it's a lot. What an adventure. It's like a little child. We get back our childlike wonder, right? Believing in unicorns and running forward, free of restriction and expectation. And I like that. We've got the Nine of Wands and the Temperance card here too, which is their blocks, whatever their inner children. It's like children, right? And you can tell if people are not acting like an emotionally mature and intelligent adult, then they're acting like their 2-year-old with their hissy pet cat. And you're like, okay, so they're in free fear, right? Yeah. It's like, no, my toy, my toy. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Yeah, and it's just like, what happens, it's this balancing and this the barriers that are happening here when we realize we're dealing with children and their inner children that we can't get to. The only thing that we can do, right? We can't change the minds. We can only change hearts by giving unconditional love and realizing it's not personal, right? This is them feeling unsafe and out of control, and they're acting out of fear, which has nothing to do with us. Um, something triggered in them that makes them feel unsafe and out of control. The only thing that we can do to help them come back sooner is what I learned in corporate life, working an escalated call line. People do not hear through the brick walls that are up until the walls come down. And the walls of protection and defensiveness come down when we um, create an atmosphere where they can feel safe and in control. And then if you guys have heard this before, um, I used to teach my escalated call reps when I managed escalated call line. I was like, they were like, "This is manipulation," and I'm like, "No, it's communication." Because I would tell them, we don't want to allow them to feel in control because we don't like to feel out of control. But if in your mind you realize that at any second you could say, what you could say to really escalate this person, like, well, if you pay your bills on time, this wouldn't happen. you know, I said, "See, you could say this stuff, and knowing that you could, but choosing not to, you realize you truly are the one in power. You are truly the one in control, but you're going to allow them to feel in control so that we can communicate." And that's kind of you know, the way I help them understand it. It's like, just secretly know that you're right, but you can allow people to feel like they're right, because when they're a little child, they're just gonna throw a tantrum anyway. So it's like, let's do what we can to bring them out of fear, feeling safe and in control, and then what's going on? It doesn't mean that you have to give up, like, "Here, let me give you my business and all this." It's not that at all. It's all emotional, and so you can create it. But there's nothing that you're doing. I feel like with all this is their fears. This is their, you can with them acting like children, you're like, "Oh, because it is their inner children." And all we can give little children is love, right? And so we give them this unconditional love that comes, and we're just like, whatever they're blah 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 blah, just go, "You know what? I love you." And they're like, "What?" "Yeah, I just," pick something that you sincerely love about someone, right? And and tell them specifically why you like it. Like, that's something else I learned in corporate life, is saying, "Hey, you're doing great." It's useless because they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, blah blah blah." But if you tell them, "Something that I love about you is that you never give up on your friends, and you do this and you do that," and that kind of thing. So um it's great awareness that can come in with that, right? So hopefully that helps, Queen, and whoever else that was for, because I feel like Spirit is going deep into stuff, and I feel like it's not just, for this question. I feel like this is important information. But it's beautiful because that's how we transform. It's like, um, yes, it was great. What did you think? What did you specifically think it was great? No, I'm just kidding. Spirit is great. Spirit knows. So I like it. Yeah. Innocence of cups, the innocence, the higher unconditional love. You're like, I can tell you. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to share what you learned, I'm sure we all can glean from it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You have you can feel it, right? Wow. Yeah, you're like, "Oh, okay. These are little hurting children." Yeah. And even just by living your example, you teach others. People are just like, "Oh, wow. Wow," "Wow." So I love it. Yeah. So I like that, because what they're really wanting is they want recognition, they wanna know they're lovable, they wanna know they're special, they wanna know they stand out, right? Yeah, but does it need to hurt us, right? Because that's like when a little child steals something from us, it's like, um, they're trying to find their value, and we can help them find their value by sincerely, letting them know what we see in them that is so beautiful, until they see it, you know? So I love it. Yeah. So when we look at people's actions, and it seems to be, this is a and you can apply this to every single situation. That's why it comes through so much in readings, is that every moment's of unconditional love or fear. So if people are not acting this way, then they're in fear, and we're like, oh. And for me, whenever people are in fear, I try to picture them as a little 2-year old crying because they're scared, and what can I do to help them not feel scared anymore? Pick them up, comfort them while they're crying, and just give love. It doesn't mean I have to give them my money or give them everything. I can give them love. Love, I have plenty of unconditional love, and it's free, and I can give as much as it as I can, or a compliment, a true, sincere compliment. I love it. That's something definitely to journal and kind of dive into, because hurt is pain, right? Is heartache, which the root of heartache is fear. And so, what do we fear that means about us, right? What does it mean? And do their actions mean anything about me? It's all about them, right? That's what we were talking about. So, their actions aren't personal. It's just their, yeah, inner child, right? So, I like it. All right. There you go. Doom, boom, boom. Deep dive. Here we go. Inner child time. All right. Very, very beautiful. All right. And thank you again, Queen, for your additional donation and bringing this vulnerability forward, because I feel like it helps so many of us. So thank you. All right. So let me move forward here. I'm only going to be on for about 25 more minutes or so. So let me, I'm going to move on to Anita Abdul, and then Love 1234. You'll be the next donation. Uh, Um, so Anita, hello, hello. So you want to know the current feelings of the person on your mind. Ooh, all right. So let's, whoops, hit my microphone. Sorry about that. If that was loud. Okay, so here's the current feelings of the person on the current feelings that they have for you of the person you have on your mind, right? All right. All right. Well, they are a balanced individual. We've got this Libra energy here, which is about relationships, but they are, they go back and forth. They're going through their own little, with this justice card, they're going through this own reckoning of their life. They've got two major arcana, two royals, and the naked heart. So we know that they are going through this kind of uh not purging, but like dissecting of their heart. Um and this is independent of you. This is just them, where they're at in their life, determining what their heartaches are, what's going on inside of them, right? They got all this stuff going on, and they're trying to balance out these fears with truth, with capital T truth that's coming in. And, because they are also connecting to their higher self. So they've really had this, um, with these. I'm gonna, well, the Naked Heart is a major arcana. It's just unique to this deck. Three major arcana, which is them before they even got to you. They are going through all this stuff. They're going through this purification, this cleansing, this analysis, this heart surgery, um, and it's good. It's refreshing. It's needed to happen so that they can be set free. So just know that they're kind of, if you feel their heart is blocked off, it's because it's in a operating room and they're working on it, and they can't have things falling in while they're working on the heart. Right? You don't do it in the middle of a cafeteria or a restaurant. You do it in a clean room that's clear of stuff. Right? So that's what they're going through independently. But what they are feeling for you, we have both the King of Wands and the King of Cups. So we've got deep emotion, and they are balanced with air, which is thought. And then we've got Wands energy, which is attraction. And also all the kings, again, second, they both are given air. So you've got 2 parts air. So they have minds and thinking going on, which makes sense with all of this. They've got a lot of thinking going on anyway, but they've got also passion and emotion. So they've got both physical, energetic attraction, and they've got this King of Cups, which is the emotions as well. So they've got it all here, but if you feel like they're kind of held back and they're not sharing it all, it's because their heart is going under construction right now. Deconstruction and construction. They're clearing things out and building on to things. So hopefully that helps, Anita, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then love, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for your donation. And let's take a look here. So we got 3 questions. Let's take, I think 3. Yeah. So, all right. So number 1, what are they going through? Let's see here. Okay. And then number 2. Okay. Oh, nope, none of those. All right. And then number 3. All right. All right. So number 1, what they're going through right now. No, I haven't gotten that far. So I haven't completed that yet. You're welcome, Anita. So we've got the Temperance card here, and I just feel like they're balancing things out, right? I mean, I just feel like they are going through this. Things just go back and forth. Things take time. They're taking their time with a lot of stuff. And I just feel like there's just um, a lot of impatience going on in their life right now, because I feel like they've got this disappointment where things are not unfolding in a lot of areas in their life the way that they anticipated it and wanted it to, right? So they got a lot of heartache, heartbreak, disappointment that's going on in their world, which it's designed, right? We have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is telling me that they've had some people that have come back from their past that haven't been too nice. I feel like with this heartbreak and all this, I just feel like they've come across memories or, actual people. Whatever it is, they just are being reminded of failure, failure, failure. It just feels like there's a lot of this energy of what they're being reminded of either they're coming up on a birthday, and not a birthday, some sort of celebration, anniversary, there's something going on where whatever it has been, and maybe it's been a couple months where it happened, where they're being reminded of how, or they're reminding themselves. It doesn't have to be from people in the outside world. This is our worst enemy, right? Blah, 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 blah. But I don't feel like someone has come back into their life. I just feel like they're being reminded of a lot of failure, right? Maybe they came across pictures, maybe they came across a social post, or someone mentioned someone's name, or but I don't feel like it's just one thing. I feel like it's a ton of things covering maybe past relationships, business, education, body, all this stuff. It just feels like there's a lot because, here's the burden. Here's a lot of stuff coming in fast and a lot of stuff that just feels like it's weighing them down. So I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that's being pointed out. Either I just don't feel like it's other people though. I feel it's like the whisper, like our little judge, our prosecutor that's on our shoulder going, look what you did, look how you failed. You should be this by now, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So I don't feel you know, that's just a lot going on there with that energy. And then your second question. Okay, let's take a look here. Well, it's almost like they answer a couple of these together, because we got the new birth, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a lot of abundance with these two cards together here. So I like it. It looks like there is this, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching coming in. Um, the Eight of Cups here is showing walking away what no longer serves you. So it would be okay, when you're done with it, that you can leave it. You don't have to stick with it as long as someone else says, because we never have to do anything we don't want to do. So we just live with the repercussions of it, right? Um, yeah. And so the when we ask in the second part, like your third question, the first part is this too. When the moon phases up, and the Six of Wands is a positive affirmation, right? It's victory in that. So there is this, you again, you can leave when you're ready, and it's victory. It's all for you. You get to choose for you. And the second part, you have the eight. Here's the eight. Here's the August coming in again. Starting to show up, but this is you know a strength card. It's a positive. This would be a yes here for me. At least in the month of August, but it definitely is a positive card. Here's your human self aligning with your higher self. So I do like it. And that is what is coming through for you. So many blessings to you. I think that is all of my current donations. So you are very welcome and thank you. So let me scroll, scroll, scroll. We had left off with the Dollface Diva, and I'm only going to be on for about 15 more minutes. And then I'll be headed off to the Praying Mantis session. So if you guys want to join us, just becoming a member, it's $7.99 a month. In addition to being able to attend all of the free sessions for free readings like these that are 2 hours. After every one of these, I also have a Praying Mantis one where we dive deep. We have a great time, and we dive deep into Oracle and different things as well. And then you also have advanced access to the pick a card readings, my Take 10 with Zen. You get the advanced access to those, the ones from next week already. And I'm going to be doing meditation soon too. And you'll have advanced access to those. So if you're interested, just check out the membership video at the very top. It's in the pinned comment if you want to know more about those too. All right, Dollface Diva. So what does Spirit want you to know at this time? You got the 10 of Wands coming in, which tells me that it's uh, kind of a harvesty type of energy, but it's also like a burdened energy where you've been putting a lot of effort into a lot of things. And it's time for the ending and beginning to really look at where are you investing your energy and what can you cut away? You're trying to do too much. A lot of urgent things are not important, and you can let those go. Focus in on what's important. What is your true north? What is it that you want to do? What is your dream? Whatever doesn't support that can go. So that is what they have coming in here, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then LA, I think I saw a couple sirens. So let me scroll from the bottom and look for the most recent one because you are up next. Oh, that one was retracted. Let's see. Okay, so I think you deleted one of them. Oh, and retracted. Okay. So it looks like you retracted your alarms. Now you're playing games with me now, aren't you? Ha ha ha, just teasing. So LA, let's take a look here. So is the defense for P going to ask for G's records? Yeah, we've got the Ace of Wands, which is action. So they are going to, and it is positive. I think I saw one of yours briefly that talked about that it's is it for the benefit? And it is. It is beneficial for that to happen. It just supports and it takes the action to another level. So I think it's positive for that. So definitely, I would invest the energy into it. So that's what they have for you, LA. And then Daisy, you are up next. How will your first week of school turn out? You're nervous. Classes start in 4 days. It's going to fly by. A lot of energy coming in here. So it's just going to go zoom, 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 zoom on by. Before you know it, the first week is gone. You're like, oh my gosh, it's already happened. Nothing to fear unless you want to, nervousness is fear. So what are you fearing? And if you don't want to fear, you don't have to, right? You can look at what these fears are, and then you don't have to feel them anymore. You can create a new habit of focusing on what you're grateful for rather than what you're fearing too, if we've talked about that before though. So I won't repeat it all over. You already know it all. So it looks like it's a great week. It's fast and furious in a positive way. Boom, boom, boom. And you are through it. So nothing to be concerned about. All right. And then Divine Feminine Chronicles. You want to know what is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. So you've got a wonderful rebirth coming up here, and probably on this, I think it's a Pisces full moon coming up. So I like this energy because there's this rebirth definitely that's happening here. You got the little moth in the skeletons thing. You got the white rose too. So it definitely is a positive ending and new beginning with it being a major arcana, and it's significant because whatever unfolds does unfold for us. So when things end, it's to allow for a new beginning. And I like it for you. So we can resist change if we want. It's part of the fun of this lifetime, right? But I like this energy of the new moth, of the new butterfly coming out of the cocoon or the chrysalis and having this new way of looking at things. So I like this for you, Divine Feminine Chronicles. Just go with the flow of the change if you can. I like it for you. All right. So many blessings to you. Hey, Mary P. Good to see you. And you want to know what you can expect this month? Anything you need to know? I am doing one card readings just real quick here because I'm only on for about 10 more minutes. I like the Seven of Cups coming in here because there is this emotional confusion that's kind of been pulling you in different places. But I feel like with the seven, you're moving into the Eight of Cups next, which is walking away from these emotions and individuals that no longer serve. And I feel like for me, this is like a lot of drama that is surrounding you that's bringing in this fog. You're just like, oh my gosh, I'm just don't want to be around drama right now, right? And that's okay. You can walk away from relationships and emotions that no longer serve you anymore. These will be the ones that you are the one pouring all the energy into it. You know, the one that calls you only when they're going through trouble. You don't have to answer the phone. You can let it go to voicemail. You can let the text wait till later in the day. The text that comes in at 2 a.m., if it's that important, instead of dialing your number, they can dial 9 and then 1 and then 1 again. You don't have to. You can even turn your phone to silent or airplane mode when you go to sleep at night, right? So I feel like there is this letting go, in that it's okay to not invest energy into those, as much energy. You can dial it down because all that energy, you deserve to have it first, especially if it's going into a black hole and it's just going into a waste anyway. These are also individuals that are not wanting to change. They just keep repeating cycles. And you're like, there's other people that will take what you have to say and to give and transform their life. And I feel like it's okay to realize who that is and you can make those changes. So that's what's coming in, Mary P. So many blessings to you. All right. And then I think we are to you, Felicia Fang. Hello, hello. A general reading for September. All right. Let's take a look here. Wow, you got the Naked Heart. This is a great card because this is all about the little moth says, you are brave and you are beautiful. Fly out of your darkness and into your light. And this is about taking steps towards your dream, towards your heart expressing itself. In September, it feels like you're just taking more and more steps and choosing you more and more and more, which is great because the greatest gift you can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing you. And I feel like you can give yourself that. So that is what's coming in for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. Much love. And surely, Mador, you are up. All your lovely horses and your four-leaf clover. Okay. What is the person on your mind's current feelings, thoughts, and intentions? All right, let's take a look here and see. All right. uh, Deception, don't go near them. I know you're like, no. Well, the Seven of Swords is, their feelings, thoughts, and intentions. Their Seven of Swords, their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, deceive them and you know steal things from their life, stealing opportunities, those types of things, right? But I feel like, and I normally don't get it a whole lot, that their deception of themselves rolls out to really deceive others, and sometimes not even intentionally, but because they're deceiving themselves so much, it does roll out where they feel they have to do things they don't mean, say things they don't mean, blah 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 blah, to get these things that validate them from the outside world, which really don't validate them, but they have themselves thinking it does. So be weary of them. I know you like them, but just be wary because unintentionally they can be a little putz. So that's what's coming in, Shirley. I know. Many blessings to you, my dear. All right, Manur Riaz Gadar. Hello, hello. You want to know, what did H think about you? All right, let's take a look here. We actually got two cards coming in, but they're both basically kind of deal with the same. They've got a lot of fears, and they've got a lot of supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts that they've been given all their life, and they've had a lot of disappointment because the long list is way out of balance. With this Justice card, they're the journey they're on is realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets no longer serve them and are rooted in fears. So I feel like they're so um inundated by all these popular opinions of the supposed to be, should be, need to be, and have to be from the past, that there's like just this, you know, even before they met you, they felt they were in a cage and their heart is still in a cage. And so their thoughts are like, where am I falling short? Where are you falling short? Where's a relationship would fall short? Da, 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 da. I just feel like there's so much pressure on their heart that their mind is just swirling and whirling. And it's just like, wow, it's just like a lot of pressure. And I'm like, I don't want to go in there. I'm going to stay out here. But that's the kind of energy I feel right now. It has nothing to do with you. So just know that they had this all in place before you even arrived. You're just like, I just got here. I didn't put their heart in a cage, but it is. So there's a lot of thinking going on there. So that is what they have there. All right. And then Shelly Rain. Hello, hello, hello. What does Colleen or Roseanne think of you? Okay, so here's Colleen. Colleen has there's this magician, divine masculine energy, action, 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 a little bit of fire, fire, passion, passion, attraction there. But there definitely is this wanting to take action towards you here. Um, that's what's coming in there. Roseanne, I feel like they don't think you're the devil, but you definitely shake and rattle their cage. You don't, but the perception of you, because they've got a lot of stuff. And 2 major arcana, one, I feel like Colleen is very has it together, it feels like, and I feel like Roseanne's kinda going through, shadow work where they're realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are caging them in, and so they're going through this shaking and all that. So if you're like, "Okay, what are they thinking of me?" Chances are, well, I mean, it has nothing to do what they both think of you has nothing to do with you. They're recognizing the mirror that they see. Colleen really sees a lot of similarities, a lot of empowerment, and they like that. They like your drive and your manifestation, and you really are a go-getter. Where Roseanne, Capricorn, Saturn energy, they're just doing a lot of thinking, 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 overthinking around things as well. So I feel like that's what's coming in right now for that. All right, everybody. I am down to just 3 minutes before I head out. So I do want to make sure everybody knows that I'm going to be headed off to the praying mantis member readings, which happen after every session. So, of course, this is all about membership drives going on. No, it's a YouTube membership marathon. It's announcement. I've introduced memberships. I'm halfway to my goal of 30 by next Friday, not tomorrow, but I've got just 1 week left for YouTube to I have to have like 30 in the first 30 days for them to give me a nice bonus for introducing membership. So if you guys are thinking about doing it, if you do it within the next week, that would be awesome. Never any pressure, but there are giveaways listed in this for members. And then also for all of you who are not members, if you watch the video and comment, you can be entered into the end of month drawing as well. Also, of course, I'm not going to be giving up my weekly subscriber giveaways. Here is the link to the video that talks about what I'm giving away next Monday and how you can get into that drawing. Chance of winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading. And then each week, I also put out at least one pick a card reading. This week's was all about how can you transform failure and the last 4 or 5, I think, have been around transforming lower vibrational energy to higher vibrational energy emotions. Neither right, neither wrong. Just when we're tired of lower vibration, we have a choice to change it if we want to. If for a little bit, even not forever, but we have the power, which I like. And then also each week I put out a Take 10 with Zen, which is a 10-minute video or less where we talk about how to connect with spirit and connect to our powerful selves. I answer questions from my subscribers, and they're 10 minutes or less. This one was all about the empath bubble. Tomorrow's is the real gift of the empath. And if you are a um, praying mantis subscriber, or member, you actually get advanced access to the following weeks as well. My pick a cards, these take 10 with Zen, and some meditations that are coming up too. So a lot of great stuff. And then on Sundays, we have a Q&A where we just get to know each other. You guys get to know me more. And we ask questions of spirit too. It's a fun time. So that is the final of my spiel. I just want to make sure everyone knows everything that I have available, drawing wise, membership wise. I appreciate all of your love, all your support. And thank you guys for all the thumbs up. Those are things you can do for free. That does help spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the Love Tsunami. And as you go throughout this, next, until I see you guys again, just know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11, from 11 to 1. And then we'll have a praying mantis one at 1. So if I wasn't able to get through to your free reading tonight, you can check out my pick a cards if you need an answer tonight. There's a ton there. I have playlists around romance and love and job and abundance and all of that. So you can follow your heart and look for that. Or you can join as a praying mantis member and see me in 4 minutes. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning if you so attend. Until then, much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world, and we'll see you soon. You take care.